A normal boy, a normal Sikh with a slightly strange mind. It's called Identity, and I'm in conversation with Amandeep Singh. Let's find out, Amandeep. Amandeep Singh, that sounds right to me.
That's correct.
But there's another name that you go by.
There is. It's a name given to me by my mum. It's the name Inquisitive.
Right.
But I spell it in a different way.
With ink being...
Yeah, ink, because ink is my most common use of medium when it comes to producing artwork, and inquisitive, the word without the K, means posing questions to pose questions. And my mum's my best critic.
Right.
So she's always asking me, why have you done your artwork like this and that? So we had a eureka moment where she did. And she's like, Inquisitive, that's your name. Oh, all right, cool.
Is that because that's how you was as a child as well?
Yeah, pretty much.
Inquisitive about things, about finding out things,
Very true.
What's going on, Mom?
Yeah.
Were you that child, obviously I've got three of mine, were you that annoying child where everything is, but why?
Yeah, but in an artistic way. So like, my mum would like drop me off to nursery. I'd paint the sky green, the ground blue. I put the sun in the ground, and my mum would be like, "Why have you done that?" And I'm like, "Why not?" So that kind of why, like always kind of answering back, but in a very respectful way. Yeah. So I think.
And was she called into the headmaster's office saying, "Look, this child is a bit off the rocks here. He's not the norm."
Yeah. I feel like there have been conversations with my teachers where they were like a bit, well, he isn't quite there, like.
Yeah.
And to be honest, my art teacher told my parents I wasn't going to be an artist. They said that my ideas were just not there, so you should consider a different career.
Right.
And I remember listening to that, and I was so upset about that, and I kind of took that as a challenge, like I'm gonna pursue this, because I didn't want to become an artist. I just wanted to express myself. And I just picked up a paintbrush, picked up some inks, and the rest is history.
I mean, it's brilliant. It's an absolutely wonderful thing to be doing, because I normally talk to singers and producers.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Of course.
But as an artist, you're an artist. You're a well-established artist at such a young age. So what took you into the world of art? I mean, where did that love come from, or is it just something that comes from up above, and it just manifests?
It's a wonderful question. My whole family, we're very creative. My dad's a musician. Like he also does something called calligraphy, which is like a typographic art form. So when I was a kid, I used to try copying him, and there's certain ways you can do the strokes and stuff. I used to try it, and I used to be so bad at it, but I really feel that's what made my hand a bit more fluid when I used to pick things up. And he plays the piano, and I used to pretend to play the piano. Now I can actually play play songs on the piano. But I feel like my dad was a massive inspiration, because I was like, well, when you're a kid, you want to be like dad, innit? And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna try drawing. I'm gonna try playing the piano, and I feel like it just stuck with me. And then ever since like college, I used to just do the same thing. Well, why can't we do art that way? And why do we have to do this? And why can't we take Sikhi art in a different direction? Why can't all these questions?
Yeah. How does an artist work? I mean, do you have your own workshop? Because obviously you watch these films of Van Gogh and people like that. They've struggled for years and years, and only after they've kind of passed away or gone, and now their paintings are worth millions and millions. But obviously when they needed it, nobody wanted to know them.
Of course, they say that your value rises when you're not here, right? But with me, my artwork, I'm a bedroom artist. I love my bedroom. I love because I've got a studio in my bedroom now.
Right.
And I can only paint at night time. I can never, if you gave me a paintbrush now, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And I believe the best ideas are at night, because everyone's sleeping, so you can take them. But
is that capturing people's dreams and people's thoughts?
Exactly. And talking about dreams, a lot of my illustrations are based on my dreams. Right. I have vivid dreams. I can see colors, and I have this little book next to me where I sleep, and I quickly write down what I see in the mornings, and I try my best to interpret it.
Is that something to do with your diet, possibly? Is that a lot of cheese? I mean, is there some sort of truthness in Van Gogh? Obviously, he was eating cheese, he went mad and stuff like that.
Mine's going to be mint. But that's not saying I eat toothpaste randomly. But yeah,
putana in the garden. You just go into the garden and just take all the putana.
I get a sugar high from mint. So I feel like that's my energy sometimes, at the middle of the night, I'm just eating Tic Tacs or something, or like chewing gum or something. But it does create some sort of, I think every artist has their own specific thing.
Right.
Mine would be mint.
Right. I mean, obviously, your work is all on the table. I've got, obviously something that appeals to me, but you've done sort of on Guru Gobind Singh.
Yeah, of course.
That's Bhagat Singh. So tell me about this illustration itself. Obviously, that's the picture of Bhagat Singh. We've seen Bhagat Singh's picture like that. So you haven't actually created the picture, but what have you actually done to this picture to make it yours?
Okay, so firstly, this was the first ever illustration I ever done.
Right.
And it took a lot of courage. And you know what? I actually had a depiction of Bhagat Singh in my dream, again, like I said, and it was full of array of colors, and that's why I've done so many various colors going on. I don't explain a lot of my artwork.
Right.
And that's a blessing and a burden. the reason why I don't explain my artwork is because I like people to make stories up for themselves. But if you asked me, I won't give the answers, but each color represents something to me.
Right.
So whether it's pain or joy or happiness or revenge, each one represents something to me. And at some stage, like you were saying about, you know, how Van Gogh's artwork is now a lot more, I will probably focus on the hidden meanings. Like there's a meaning why that's there. There's
this very line here.
Yeah, but for some people that are seeing it visually, it's like, oh, it's a cool line. He's done the line, but it's not. There's so much more to it. But yeah, this art piece was.
Does it represent the flag?
It could represent whatever you want it to be.
Of India.
And I think that's the beauty of art. The beauty of art is.
And the basant and the rang is basanti is in there as well.
You're getting there, but you know the beautiful thing right now is that we're creating this connection through art.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing, because there is nothing incorrect about artwork. Whatever you see, there's no wrong or right, and that's wonderful. And that's my purpose of life, is to create something and bring out someone else's expression. So what we're doing right now is talking about something. Though I may have done it for my own reasons, it's now become your piece because you're seeing something in it.
Right.
And I feel that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, this piece is all this brown paper is my very common form. I use a lighter to burn things.
Right.
I've burnt my thumbs many times.
Right.
And what I like to do, my biggest thing, is I like to make a story from a story. So though we have Bhagat Singh here, I'm like, well, how can I put a bit more of an impact in it? Let's put the newspaper article that came out when he, you know, got hung. And let's put his handwriting from his jail quotes, you know, and things like that. And I feel like you see it, and for yourself, you probably understand what this is. But for someone that doesn't know who Bhagat Singh is, they're like, well, what's this about?
Yeah.
You know, what's this? What's the handwriting?
I mean, obviously, we're talking about Bhagat Singh here, but you did a huge thing. It's on YouTube as well for in the USA.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit, because that's a big thing about 15 hours of work.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. So I got commissioned by YouTube. They contacted me, said, we've seen your work and would love for you to come and do a 15-hour piece on our chalkboard at the LA studios in YouTube. And I was just taken back by that, because that is what I want to focus on. And like I keep saying, you know, I'm Sikh artist. I'm proud of who I am, proud of my identity, my heritage, my culture. But I don't want to just be doing Sikh art. And that was a great opportunity. I had a chalk and literally 15 hours straight on just the chalkboard. And you could check it out. It's called YouTube, Inquisitive Times LA. YouTube, so
right.
It's a great experience.
And that was almost producing on demand. Can an artist do that? For someone to say, well, actually, Amandeep, here's a canvas.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, for sure.
But how does those ideas come into your mind, or do you already have something in your mind? Do you have a canvas in your mind?
I hold on to conversations I have with people. I'm inspired by conversations, music I listen to. Honestly, YouTube said one thing to me. They said, you can go and do this as you want it. Have the freedom. We just want you to have the word curious. And I was like, all right, cool. So then I started thinking about curious. Curiosity killed the cat. 7 lives, 9 lives, lives. What do you think about lives? Getting shot, guns, well, not guns, baby guns, water guns. Think about puddles, water, you know, things like that.
Oh, wow, okay. So you kind of link things together.
And then as I'm thinking, I'm going, I'm writing down. And honestly, it's like I say, I like to take my pen for a walk the way a human takes a dog for a walk.
Right.
I like to take my pen, my hand, the pen takes my hand for a walk. I don't even think what's going on. Just hope for the best, man.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And you're venturing into children's books as well, and hence I read a little sort of quote from one of your books. Tell us about that, obviously.
Yeah, no, so one of my biggest passions is actually children's illustrations and children's books. When I did my master's, it was based on children's illustrations. And I feel like working with children is such an absorbing thing. You get so much energy. You read them a story and you see the expressions, and there's nothing quite like it. So I've always had a passion of storytelling. You can ask my mum, my dad, and my sister. As a kid, I was making up stories, making up monsters, drawing on the walls of my house, getting beaten up for it. Not literally, but I've produced 8 books and
8. So
8
wow.
Books. Yeah.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 20. I'm going to be 29.
Wow. Okay. I was going to say he's about 21, 22, but obviously
that's a great.
We're aging very well. Sorry, you are aging very well.
Yeah. So I've got these 8 to 9 books coming out, and I'm trying to interlink it with my first ever exhibition in the UK, which is in December.
Right.
I keep going international, so everyone in the UK is like, do something in the UK. So it's about.
But you've traveled globally. I mean, we're on globally as well, in Canada, America, everywhere as well. So, but you've just come back from Australia.
That's correct.
So the world is like just ready for inquisitive.
Yeah, I mean, it's so overwhelming. I feel like I've made the right connections with people, and I really feel like people. It's not about people liking your artwork; it's people understanding what you're doing, and I feel like people seeing that. Well. It might not be a connection with the artwork, it's a connection with even just support, we see what you're doing something different. Like I have great conversations with parents, my son wants to get into art because of this, and my son wants to, tackle colors because he's not comfortable. And I love emails like that. So, you know, yeah, like you're saying, you know, globally, Australia, Toronto, New York. I'm going Kenya in August, and then California in November. And then obviously you.
And I suppose you're taking in so much. I mean, like Kenya, I can only imagine how much you could take into your mind. It just the vast
very inspiring.
And history of Asians and Kenya and stuff like that as well. I mean, obviously, I read a little bit from your the first page of your book, Identity. It's funny actually because the other day, myself, my little daughter Simran and Amanvi, we were looking at a children's program, and they were talking about identities, how you perceive yourself, but other people perceive yourself differently, and they were doing art, and they were trying to explain themselves. Say, could you draw me? This is how I think I am, and this is how.
It's brilliant,
and that's just absolutely amazing.
No, I agree with you. I feel like that's the beauty of art. You know, I can produce something. We could have a word each, and we will have a different connection of what we see, but it comes together as one. And I love that, and I think that's the beauty of art.
Okay, tell me, so this identity, but it says Amandeep Singh here. It doesn't say Inquisitive.
No, I want to.
So do you have two different names for a book?
No. I'm very proud of this stuff, and I'm not saying Inquisitive puts my name down, no, but I'm like, this is me, Amandeep Singh, and
wonderful.
It is what it is. So
absolutely wonderful. Okay, tell me this about identity. Then I'm going to read the last page in a bit. But I started off with this, so I'll finish with this.
Identity is a book based about me. It says a Sikh boy, it's about me, but I feel like many people can relate. As you're growing up, you know, you sometimes wish you had various changes. I wish I could be this. I wish I was a bit more slim or big, or I wish I could get tattoos. I wish I could be taller. I wish I could jump higher. So many various things. So I go through this book where I'm wishing. I wish I could be this or that or this. And by the end of it, I create this thing that had I got all those wishes, I would be that way. And it's an absolutely distorted image of me. So then the last page is basically just saying, well, no, actually, I could wish on those
Maybe
things.
I wouldn't change my identity. Even if I am a normal boy, a normal Sikh with a slightly strange mind, I'm just fine, just the way I am.
There you go.
Absolutely brilliant. And we're very happy just the way you are as well.
No, thank
Wishing you all the best.
Appreciate
absolutely. Where can people find you? Where can people sort of follow you?
So you can find me I'm all over social media, www.inquisitive.com, INKQUISITIVE. It's very important to get the K in. And I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all over the place, YouTube as well.